Our next segment is sponsored by our good friends at Gateway Bank. They're a local bank focused on growing your personal or business finances. It's called Community Spotlight, and it allows us to highlight the strong nonprofit community that we have right here in Mesa, Arizona. This morning, we'd like to welcome to the stage, representing the Commemorative Air Force Air Base, Arizona, Executive Director, Mr. Jim Swanke. Jim, come on up. Good to have you here, sir.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for being here. And give us a quick history of what CAF is and what they're doing in Arizona.
I will do so. Commemorative Air Force, at least the Mesa group started in 1978. The actual Commemorative Air Force out of Dallas was way back in 1951. We're a nonprofit 501c. So the Mesa Air Base is the largest of about 80 units around the United States. Consists of about 13,000 members, roughly 170 vintage World War I and World War II aircraft. Our basic mission is to acquire, restore, and preserve vintage aircraft with the ultimate mission of educating the public about the role of the World War II bombers and how it portrays into our history.
Wow, so tell us about the museum, and I know it's the biggest one in the country, is that right?
It is, if not the biggest, one of the biggest. We have 55,000 square foot facility. We're hangared in 2 different buildings. We have aircraft in both buildings, and actually thousands of artifacts. We have more artifacts than we actually have room to display right now. But we have a PX there. We have a ride program where you can go online. This is just initiated about a year ago, where you can look at our aircraft schedule, pick the plane you want to fly in, pick the date you want to fly, as long as it's on a weekend during the wintertime. But in the summertime, we tour roughly 50 to 60 cities all over Canada and the United States. Our planes typically are the big bombers and the C-47 that leaves late May. They just return on the 9th of October. So we see a lot of people in, I don't use the word give rides, but sell rides during the summertime. It's one of our biggest revenue items.
That's awesome. That's way better than Uber. It's much faster. You mentioned all the cool memorabilia there. Just kind of off the cuff, is there anything that you find particularly? What's your favorite? If you're going to show somebody something, what's the coolest thing in there?
Well, the people who love mechanics head for the engines. I try to shy away from them because people start saying, "Oh, well, what size is a piston or the wrist pin?" I say, "Oh, you better talk to a crew chief." I like hanging around the P-51 Mustang's my favorite aircraft, but also the bombers. It's just exhilarating not only to hear them start up, but to see them taxi, to see them fly. And during the summertime, we have the opportunity as members to fly in almost daily when we're on tour. So it's exciting.
That's very cool. Well, I know the Mesa Chamber is going to be out there in an event. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, the Mesa Chamber is our strategic partner for aviation fascination. And one of your members here, Vern Mathern, heads up that as a co-chair. This is, I'm not sure how many years, it's been a number of years, but it's an opportunity for the public to come out, look at our aircraft, look at other aircraft, look at exhibits from the various Mesa sponsors and so forth. It's a great time for the public, and generally will bring out several thousand people as a minimum.
Now, I know you just recently welcomed a new aircraft to the museum. What was that?
Our new baby, born in I think it was born in 1943, just a little younger than I am. It's a TBM Avenger. TBM stands for torpedo bomber. It was located in the Quonset Air Museum in Rhode Island. And we have what's called the Aircraft Acquisition and Restoration Committee. They search all the United States looking for vintage aircraft. And the museum was closing because the city was expanding, plus the roof had fallen in on the building, so they had no option. But we were able to acquire the aircraft through some donations, take the wings off, take the vertical stabilizer off, put it on 2 semis, along with an extra wing, an extra engine, and now it's in our hangar put together. It's our intent to restore it over the next year or 2, and possibly, depending on funding, it may be flyable again. The fuselage is in good shape.
That's very cool. You know, I don't know why I've never thought of this before, but I know Arizona is a great place for automobile collectors because of the climate that we have here, and probably the same is true with aircraft too. I'm
Yes.
sure this is a great environment for them.
When you look at Davis Monthan, the old boneyards, there's a lot of old jets, and it used to be a lot of World War II aircraft there, but they certainly are either Toyota cars now or Budweiser cans or no planes left. So it's pretty hard to find parts and so forth. But the climate is very conducive to keeping aircraft very clean and airworthy.
That's great. What other events do you have coming up?
Just about every weekend from now until spring, there's an event. Like tomorrow, there's a car show. About 200 vintage cars will be out there. Every weekend, there's something else going on, from dances to aviation fascination, Copper State fly-in, to name a few. And I just happen to have a little brochure with.
Wow, that is weird.
On the 2nd of December, we invite everyone in this room to come out and join us for our first Christmas gala, which is going to be our second fundraiser. But the first time we've tried this, it'll be a Christmas dance with an orchestra, Myron Summerfield Orchestra, good dance music, a meal's included, all for the low price of $25. And you could barely go to Chick-fil-A for that for lunch for $25. And that night, we'll have the drawing for the car. Tickets are $50 a car. Our brochure shows a Cadillac XD5 and a Jeep. However, the Earnhardt dealership, no offense, Big Al, is our strategic partner there. So if you won the vehicle and you decide you didn't want a Jeep or Cadillac, you could pick up Toyota, Mercedes, whatever's available. Second place prize is a ride for 7 in the B-17. And then we have some other smaller rides. We welcome you to buy a ticket, or you can buy it online at azcaf.org.
That's great. Well, are you going to stick around for the rest of Mesa Morning Live?
I certainly am.
You hang out, and if anybody's got any questions about this or any other thing, and I'll tell you what, you know, the winter visitors come out. You've got a lot of your friends that come out from Nebraska, and after you've shown them around, you go, what can we do with these people? Take them to the Air Museum. It's an awesome place to, and it'll bring back a lot of memories for people that have served. So come out and check them out. And Jim, thank you so much for stopping in. And if you've got any questions, stop by and see Jim Swanke afterwards. Thank you, sir.
Thank you much, Mark. Appreciate it.